is finally time to give my builder grade pantry a makeover. It needs a little bit of character. This is what we're starting off with. Everything is stark white in here. Come with me to transform this builder grade pantry into the pantry of my dreams.
Decided to do my pantry makeover when I saw this photo on Pinterest and knew that I needed it in my house as soon as possible. What a lot of people don't tell you about when you're doing DIY projects is that you need to prep absolutely everything. Then gave the pantry a deep clean, and then I went and taped off all of the lights where I decided the door was in my way, so it needed to come off the hinges. It was removed. I had so much more space to work with. I need you guys to remember this before shot because it is actually insane. You'd hear with my prep because again, prep is key, especially when you're painting things. Pantry was prepped. It was time to paint. We're not just painting it on with a paintbrush because I needed a flawless finish on this. Masking up and suiting up because I am using a paint sprayer for this project. It has to be one of the best things I've ever invested in for a DIY project. I loaded up my paint sprayer, and the first thing that we are doing is a primer coat. Although the paint sprayer is extremely handy, no one tells you how truly messy it really is.
It is now day 2. We prepped and primed the pantry last night, and today we are painting it with the brown. I learned my lesson from yesterday, and today we are using gloves.
So got this head sock thing because I've gotten paint in my hair for the past 2 days. We're finally spraying the brown paint on the pantry. We're extremely thorough, and we decided to do 3 coats of paint. It was tedious, but totally worth it.
We are officially on day 3 of my pantry build. Today we are putting on the butcher block contact paper on the top shelf. We have to prep the countertop, so you're gonna take a very fine grit sandpaper and make sure that everything is flat. You don't want any bumps in your contact paper.
I do want to switch this out for a real butcher block, but this was way easier than doing an actual demo of the pantry. And contact paper, extremely hard to work with, but if you go in small sections and smooth out the bubbles, it should be pretty easy for you. If you have a really stubborn bubble, a heat gun always works. The countertops, I moved onto the drawers because they didn't have any handles. Put some holes in them, and then I installed a gold handle.
I started installing the butcher block paper on the countertops. I am obsessed with the brown color, the butcher block, and all the gold accents. I just think it needs something else. I'm also going to tile the backsplash and picked out what I think is such a pretty tile for this room.
People hate tiling, but I find it extremely therapeutic for some reason.
I will show you when this is all done.
Tiles were all up and the adhesive was fully cured. I moved on to grouting my tile. Grouting, I like to work in small sections and clean as I go. I don't even believe that this was the same pantry that we started with 3 days ago.
I was so skeptical about this pantry to start with. It looks so good.
I told you guys to remember what this looked like at the beginning. Here we are, and it is absolutely insane. Obsessed doesn't even describe how I'm feeling. It's quite literally perfection.
I feel like this has officially given me the confidence to do anything I want in my house. I'm about to do endless home renovations. I can't wait to show you guys.